Alright. Okay. Yo, what is going on, everyone? We should be, let me see. Okay, just my mic quick. Yeah, we should be live. It's been a very fucking long time. I didn't think I was gonna stream again till, like, probably since I reached a lot more subs, but, like, I don't know, I'm really fucking drunk. Of course, I got back from work. Like, what the fuck do you think I do? Dude, my job is really fucking lenient, okay? We legit fucking smoke weed, like, right outside, like, on the clock in our work clothes, like, right outside the fucking place, right? Like, we fucking get to do all that shit, dude, and I have a pretty good job. Let me tell you, the stereotype of, yeah, these big businesses, they abuse their employees. Yeah, I know, that's sort of false. McDonald's, Taco Bell, and none of these places treat their employees like dog shit. They just fucking don't. But yeah, I'm gonna keep getting fucking drunk. Cause bro, this is like, it's so fucking late. I'm so tired. It's like 3 some AM, but yeah, I was over there just watching the latest of Tucker Carlson and all the shit that's like, so yeah, he's being attacked right now. It's not surprising. There's this Dominion lawsuit, and surprisingly, it's not the first time that people try to go after Tucker Carlson over some lawsuit type. But now people will go at Tucker Carlson's neck for literally anything. Like, literally fucking anything. So, it's pretty hilarious. Let me just start with that other shit. So, basically to say what happened last time, dude, I'm so drunk. So basically, I don't know what the fucking case was. I don't know fucking anything about it, but Tucker Carlson was sued apparently, and he won the lawsuit because his lawyers argued that a reasonable viewer does not take Tucker Carlson seriously. And yeah, apparently that's what Tucker Carlson's lawyers argued in court, and he won. And you know what the funny thing about that is? A lot of people on the left unironically tried to use that as a point that, oh, this means that Tucker Carlson, if his lawyers are arguing that no reasonable viewer would take him seriously, like, what the fuck more do you need? And that's pretty funny. Like, I was calling them fucking retards for that back then. Like, as if your lawyer's fucking job is to always tell the truth no matter what, not to defend your employee. I mean, defend your fucking client. But it's pretty funny because like, go up a few I don't know, a few months, a few years, not a long time ago, there was the Club Q shooting, and Tucker Carlson did a segment on his show pretty much trolling them, since everyone was fucking like doing that whole shit with, oh, Tucker Carlson's just, you see, his lawyers said it, bro. And well, Tucker Carlson sort of humored them, and he went ahead after the Club Q shooting. He was like, well, what are you talking about? This guy was actually gay. His lawyers argued that he was gay. He's gay. So this wasn't an act of like, hatred. And well, you could actually see his dad. Like, they filmed I know, they apparently people interviewed the Club Q shooter's dad, and the first thing he said when he realized that his son had shot up a fucking gay bar was, dude, at least he's not gay. Like, I so yeah, that family was apparently very fucking homophobic. Not a surprise, since the kid fucking shot up a gay place. But yeah, Tucker sort of humored the argument. Oh well, if your lawyer says that it's fucking true, okay, well, so why y'all still acting like this is an act of, like, targeted hatred against like, against a group? Look what his lawyers said, bro. So yeah, ironically enough, the same fucking people who would try to make it a point that Tucker Carlson's lawyers argue that, as if your fucking lawyers could just argue that to get you to win a lawsuit. they wouldn't fucking propose that. I just think his lawyers fucked him over because, of course, using such a line of attack, which, like, that's fucking smart if you're just trying to win a lawsuit, but yeah, I think they did him dirty in terms of his reputation. Like, Tucker should never have accepted that. He should have been like, no, what are you talking? We can't argue that any reasonable viewer does not take me seriously. Not only is that not true, that is just fucking insane, but like yeah, it's gonna damage my reputation if I allow my lawyers to make such a case and it's not true. And he probably wasn't thinking about it down the line, but like, what do you know? You watch like Cenk Uygur, like that, probably the biggest fucking person on the left who constantly criticizes him. He gets more of what he says wrong than Tucker Carlson does, and I'm sure that if Cenk Uygur was sued, he definitely, if CNN was sued, they would definitely their lawyers could definitely agree in court that no reasonable viewer takes them seriously. Like, that's an easy case to make for CNN. So yeah, people were doing that back then. Look what his lawyers said. And they're gonna do that now with a lawsuit. So it turns out that Tucker Carlson, yeah, while I was just sort of memeing the Trump thing, yeah, Trump being a clown, I sort of found it funny. And apparently Tucker Carlson, as a politician, didn't really find Trump's recklessness as funny as I did. And who could fucking blame him? Now, everybody on the right, especially places like Fox News, they were sort of brought into that whole fucking cancel hole by Trump, where, like, dude, I fucking want to see Trump again as president. I have said that and I will fucking stick to that because, dude, I want to see fucking 4 more years of Trump. Like, I just want to see what the fuck that has within it, dude. Like, it was just so entertaining. It's like, I don't agree with any of his policy there. I think he's a retard. I would agree with Tucker Carlson. But, like, yeah, of course he fucking said that he was, like, pro-Trump. Like, dude, what do you think his career would have gone if he hadn't said that? It's like, yeah, a lot of these people, they didn't necessarily like Trump, but guess what? If you're on Fox News and you actually have an ideology that you're trying to push, that you're trying to, like, yeah, if you actually have a message that you're trying to push, and you know, oh, if I don't go down this way, well, you know what, we sort of have to toss our ego aside, even though we don't really like this guy, since he's sort of leading our movement, and our movement has value to us. Yeah, for the sake of the movement, we'll just go ahead and let that slip, so that we can keep spreading our message without it being completely ruined. And that's a hard decision to make, and as you can see in this clip, Tucker was angry. He was like, he actually said in private messages, which I completely disagree with that being leaked. I think it's a complete invasion of privacy. But yeah, he was like, dude, our viewers deserve better than this. Like, this is insane. We're having to lie to their face. Like, they're good people. And it's like, honestly, I'm surprised that he has like so much respect for his viewers, because a lot of them, like, dude, the fact that he would have known, yeah, these people are only going to go along with me if I say that Trump's election was rigged. It's like, that sort of says something about a lot of his views, which, yeah, I like, I would have gone with Tucker Carlson no matter fucking what, because I can tell once a person, for a long time I watch them and they're genuine, I can tell, yeah, if they're saying that, they probably actually believe it. Now, sometimes, yeah, you have to go with the flow. Now, I completely disagree with that, and I would never do that. But again, I'm not in a position like them. I can't get their perspective. They have a message that they have spent their entire life making sure they could get up to there. Tucker Carlson, look at how much time he spends on his station on Fox News. Now, a lot of people, this is just so fucking ridiculous. This is like my fucking favorite point people try to say about Tucker Carlson. So, people fucking say, people like fucking Chen Cougar, for example, will say that Tucker Carlson only does this show for money. And the funny thing is about that, Cenk Uygur has literally pointed out, yeah, Cenk Uygur has pointed this out, that Tucker Carlson inherited like Swanson's Foods or something. So basically, he's doing this show to be rich, except that he was already fucking rich to begin with. So he has no fucking needs to get rich because he was already fucking rich. So it's like, what the fuck are you even talking about, dude? Like, I think Chen Kuyu is a moron. I genuinely think he's a moron. He argued against Ben Shapiro, and when Ben Shapiro, legit, like, he was trying to argue in favor of healthcare for all, and like, he didn't even bring up like the fact that not having healthcare is inconsistent with meritocracy, which I think that's a good point in favor of healthcare. I'm not sure I stand on that exactly, but like, it is true that yeah, when overnight you could just get fucking cancer or something, and you could go financially bankrupt overnight due to misfortune because American healthcare is just not affordable for the average, I'm sorry, middle of third class person. It just fucking isn't. Yeah, it's pretty inconsistent with Motown. He didn't even bother bringing that up. But the thing is, when Ben Shapiro, dude, I need to stop saying "thing is" so fucking much. Fuck's wrong with me, dude? Let me take another one of my fucking prescription pills. That's just fucking lit, dude. I'm gonna do that in a bit. But dude, I need to stop going on tangents. But yeah, Cenk Uygur, when he was arguing in favor of healthcare for all, Ben Shapiro legit brought up like some shitty fucking African country. And I'm pretty sure he even made a point. There's a shitty African country that has like healthcare for all. And well, if you go over there and you ask them to treat you for a disease, it's like you're probably gonna fucking die of that disease. I mean, who fucking knows? And yeah, Cenk Uygur, when confronted with the argument, here's a shitty third world country that is like the worst parallel to draw to the United States, where healthcare for all, they have it, but it doesn't work. He didn't even bother bringing like the fuck ton of like first world countries in Europe that are therefore more comparable to the United States, which not only don't have money in politics and therefore don't have a swamp to drain. So he's so stupid. He didn't even bother to make that parallel either when he was talking with Tucker Carlson. But with Ben Shapiro, it's like, motherfucker, I am from France, so like my mother came here as a French teacher, and it's like yeah, in the French teacher community, it's pretty well known, if you get a deadly disease like cancer, you just book a flight back home and get treated over there, like whether it be Belgium or France, like whatever French type country these people tend to like come in from to teach. Yeah, like they just go back over there. So there are clearly first world countries like France, which is pretty big one. So Chen Kugu's just a fucking moron, dude. He's just stupid, but anyway, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Let me take my pill. Let me take my liquor. This is legit the fucking best. It's like, I drink pretty much fucking all of it, like, a week, but I might get some one in a while. So let's see this.
Dominion Voting Systems is suing Fox News for defamation over the election lies that they spread in 2020, and they're seeking $1.6 billion in damages. Now, if they win, I don't necessarily know that if they're fully rewarded, that's enough to bankrupt Fox News, but I'm...
By the way, I'm gonna... Yeah, my stream is still going. stream is still going. Yeah, by the way, let me get myself a like right there, just for the sake of XD. I have a like now. Dude, I really want to, you know, like have my stream sort of playing in the background. You know what? If I'm going, what in the fuck? My quality is literally lower than the list of options we have. Okay. So yeah, let me just do that. And now I'm pretty sure if I play it in the background, it's probably not gonna ruin my single-use code. Oh yeah. Dude, I need to find where I put my fucking calculator. I'm fucking retarded.
Certainly
anyway.
crossing my fingers. Now, thanks to the discovery process, we're getting...
I really hope Fox News doesn't get shut down. I really like Tucker Carlson. Like, I really think he's a genuine guy. And you know what? He's actually very fucking consistent with this stuff. Let me see if I could find it. I just realized he's actually very consistent with this. Okay, yeah, it's Kalkalinsky. I love Kalkalinsky. Like, possibly my favorite YouTuber.
They're gonna live on there. They'll go through things like your photos, on your browser, your email.
So Tucker.
It's like, yeah, I basically watch Kalkalinsky as like the moderate to sort of get a balance between. Like, I watch Tucker Carlson as the right-wing guy, and the Humanist Report as a left-wing guy, and like, he's definitely like left-leaning. Kalkalinsky is definitely very left-wing, but I think he has very moderate opinions. I mean, he doesn't have any extreme opinions, and he lays out the facts pretty well. So I think it's fair to call him a moderate left. Like, he's pretty moderate in my
with themselves at this point when they just lie again and again, and we have the internet to expose the lies. If this isn't 20 years ago when you were on CNN, and we couldn't expose things, we can expose it now, and they still do it.
Well, I guess I would ask myself, like, I mean, I lie. If I'm really cornered or something, I lie. I really try not to. I try never to lie on TV. I just don't, I don't like lying. I certainly do it, out of weakness or whatever. But to systematically lie like that without asking yourself, like, why am I doing this? So if these people ask themselves, why am I doing this? You say, well, because I want to protect the system, because I really believe in the system. Okay, who's running the system? You're lying to defend Jeff Bezos? Like, you're treating Bill Gates like some sort of moral leader? Like, are you kidding? Like, how dare you do that? How dare you use your power to protect and guard the powerful?
Yeah, now, to be fair, I do think there's some parallels between that and Trump, but Tucker Carlson, as far as I know, never had a problem with Trump until he started spreading the election lies, where he was like, this is dangerous, this guy's a moron. Now, I would hope that Tucker Carlson probably like had his reservations for Trump before then. Tucker Carlson actually, and I just learned this like a few days ago on the Kalkalinsky show, Accurate Talk, he must have saved a bunch of lives, because apparently he was the one who convinced Trump not to just start another pointless war with probably fucking Iraq or some shit. Like, he convinced Trump to like back out of some war he was just going to start on him. Fuck.
Why wouldn't every...
And it's like, yeah, I think maybe credit where credit's due there. He probably saved a bunch of fucking lives. But to be fair, I would imagine at that point, like, when Tucker had to step in and see, dude, no, like, I don't care what reputation I have to lose. I'm going to confront Trump and say, no, you can't do this. I don't care. No, you're going to kill a bunch of people. I don't care what my reputation is going to go to from there. I'm going to tell you, no, don't do this. And Trump actually listened to him. So power to Tucker Carlson for that. I will give credit where it's due, but let's just keep
that
going.
Trump's big
And Tucker Carlson has just been a great influence. There's so many, like he's really a great person, and he gets slandered a lot. It's really just yikes.
lie was indeed that, a lie. But on top of that, they're also very fearful of Fox News and fearful of their audience. And they were worried that if they didn't play into Trump's narrative, that they would lose support and potentially be outflanked.
But like, yeah, you'll see Tucker Carlson later on say, yeah, like I don't like that I'm having to do this. It's like, this is insane. Our viewers are good people, and I'm having to lie to them over this. And it's like, that's sort of gross. Like, he was mad about this. He was frustrated for his viewers. That I didn't see the whole thing. But yeah, like, Tucker Carlson said there in that clip I just showed. Yeah, like, if I'm really cornered, I lie. And like, I think he said that also in the Will Kane podcast. Like, the moment I changed or whatever, he was like, and the condition, he's like, he went more into the specifics, like, yeah, if I got caught cheating on my wife, for example, yeah, I'd lie. And it's like, I can get that in such a situation. Now, like, my whole position on it, dude, I have a pretty weird, yeah, I tend to have pretty unpopular opinions. Now, I've always been a fucking incel. I've never had a girlfriend, so I don't know how much any of my type of advice would mean to anyone, but yeah, I feel like I've never fallen in love with two people at once, but I can understand someone doing that, and it's like, I don't know, if I had a girlfriend and she cheated on me, I would assume, well, maybe she just likes that other person, and I wouldn't be so fucking entitled to think that I just deserve a whole person all just to myself. It's like, if it makes that person happier to be with someone else other than me as well, it's like, if I really love that person, am I really gonna be selfish and tell them, no, bitch, I come with standards, you can only be with me? Because that's what it's like, if you're someone who loves them so much, would do anything for them, yeah, like, yeah, I guess what's best for them, what they tell you is best for them, doesn't really matter anymore. You're just gonna break their, just break their heart and make them break up with someone they might love because, oh no, I have to be the only one. It's like, yeah, selfishness, oh yeah, it's definitely selfish, but, yeah, like, I get people have a big ego that, like, I would never cheat on any girlfriend I might have. I don't even tend to fall in love with more than one person ever. Like, I've never fucking been in love with two people at once, but if someone fucking tells you that, like, especially if it's someone that you trust and love, like, maybe you should take them at their word. Like, if I saw someone, was like, if my girlfriend told me that, it's like, oh well, you just love two people, you're in love with two people, well, who's to judge? Apparently the person who is supposed to love you the most and wants the best for you no matter what, apparently they're the ones to judge. And it's like, entitlement, oh yeah, that's definitely what it is, it's entitlement for sure, but yeah, and like, I just don't fucking get it. Like, again, like, I wouldn't do that to someone else, but if they did it to me, I'd be like, who fucking cares, dude? It's not even like I deserve a whole person just fucking to myself. Like, no, but fucking, dude, I went on a whole fucking tangent that had nothing to do with fucking anything I'm saying, and it's like, what in the fuck, dude? Like, I still need to stop doing that.
From the right by other far.
But yeah, the whole point is, like, yeah, people lie, and in fact, everybody, when he said that, it's fucking hilarious. Everyone went after him like, oh, he just admitted, yeah, he wasn't saying like, I would never lie, ever, ever, ever. Like, he wasn't doing the Keemstar shit. Where, like, Keemstar actually had never lied up to that point, on his podcast when he said, no, I do not lie, and he was being memed for that. Like, yeah, he wasn't a liar back then. Like, since then, he became a liar. So, yeah, like, the whole shit with Keemstar, I felt really bad for him back then. I actually made a fucking Hypixel forum post, like, trying to defend him. That got hugely downvoted, but, yeah, since then, like, he used, like, what he learned from how despicable people can be, the hate wagon effect and all, and he sort of used that to his advantage by doing the same thing that was done to Jake and Logan Paul, so... To be honest, I don't really feel bad for him anymore. Like, I've completely forgiven Leafy and all that stuff. But, yeah, but by the way, I really like this guy, the Humanist Report. Like, I think he goes after Tucker Carlson a lot for the wrong reasons. And in fact, this guy is who I found out about Tucker Carlson from. And that's how I became a fan of his. Because he's criticizing this guy so much, and all of his criticisms are just so completely wrong. And it's just like, just from watching his criticisms, I don't even need to watch Tucker Carlson to say, wow, this is just such a bad criticism after another. And it's like, if every attack on Tucker Carlson is so weak, like, this guy must be worth something. Maybe I should watch him, and that's actually how I ended up watching him. And yeah, that's sort of how I got into politics. But yeah, thing is, Tucker is more genuine than most of these people because he will admit, yeah, I lie. And guess what? Everybody fucking lies. It's like, yeah, I fucking lie. And I don't even think there's inherently, I don't think lying is inherently bad. Honestly, most of the time, when you lie, it's probably because someone asked you a question that was really them just not minding their own business and putting you in a situation where, like, I don't know, like, putting you in a situation with a yes or no fucking question that if you reply anything other than a lie, whether it be, no when it's yes, or I'm not gonna answer you, like, the fucking, like, yeah, the answer that is deduced from that is obviously gonna be the one that you didn't want to say. So yeah, like, most of the time when you lie, it's literally just people not minding their own fucking business and asking you shit that they shouldn't be fucking asking you. So like, I think that whole thing of lying is inherently just stupid. Now, of course, I disagree with Tucker lying about this, but again, like, you have to watch the conditions. Like, he might have had his entire career just fucked over, and he worked hard for that. And again, people try to say, oh, well, he did all that for the money. Motherfucker, he already had money. He was born with all the money he could fucking need. So, oh, he was doing it for the money. Okay, debunked. He already had all the money in the world, so he had no reason to want money because he already fucking had money. So, okay, next. So why did he do that? Well, it seems that Tucker Carlson devoted so much of his life. Imagine how much dedication and time it must take, how much effort it must take to put up this show every day that he puts up on Fox News. And he has absolutely no incentive to do that other than spreading a message, because there was no reason for him to care about money because he already fucking has money. Like, as much money as he needed. So he doesn't do it for the money. Unless he just forgot that he fucking has money and he's that stupid. Which I don't know who the fuck just... You'd have to have Alzheimer's to just forget that you already have money, that you already have a fuck ton of money, and be like, oh, dude, everybody else is trying to go after money. Oh, shit, I already have money? Oh, I forgot about that. It's like, what the fuck type of argument even is that? Dude, I'm so drunk. I feel like I'm sort of being fucking retarded. But, like, look. My point stands fucking anyway. Dude, I should get another water bottle. Or maybe I should refill this one. Nah, fuck it, dude. I'm gonna get a new one. Ah, fuck it, dude. I actually have a... I don't even need to do that. Because I already have a water bottle right here, dude. That's pretty epic. Dude, I need to shut the fuck up. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna guess I probably don't have any fucking interviews right now. No, didn't think so. It seems pretty decent. By the way, Dude, I should probably do this and maybe also have my camera lean down a bit so we could see me a bit more. That... Fuck me, dude. Yeah, that's sort of, Dude, no. Alright, I think that's probably better. Okay, let me go ahead and see this.
Far-right outlets such as Newsmax and OAN. So here's a couple of messages full of their audience, and they were worried that if they didn't play into Trump's narrative, that they would lose support and potentially be outflanked from the right.
Yeah, guess who else did that? Fucking everybody on the right. Literally everybody. Like, by literally everybody, I mean fucking everyone. Guess who went with the narrative that every police officer was a horrible racist because George Floyd was killed? Fucking everybody on CNN. Like, yeah, they didn't even take a second to, look over the condition of George Floyd's murder. They didn't even give a shit. They went straight to using George Floyd as the ammunition they had always wanted to start their next race war. Because them fucking trying to revive white supremacy as they had for such a long time wasn't really gonna work. Even with them, even they couldn't revive white supremacy since it had fallen down pretty much to the level of flat earth in terms of relevancy. They weren't going to be able to do it, so they didn't hesitate a second to leverage the death of George Floyd to go ahead and use that tragedy to go ahead and just attack a separate group of people. Say, oh yeah, you see this fucking not at all cherry-picked footage that we got of a white cop committing violence against a black person, which, by the way, yeah, I think Derek Chauvin should get the death penalty for what he did. But yeah, guess what? It's a pretty damn big fucking country, and you'll find some racist people all over the place. And guess what? I'm sure if you look enough, some of these people will be police officers. Because police officers are people, and some people are racist. That's just a thing. And it's like, some people are violent. I don't even know if Derek Chauvin was racist. I'm completely down to go with that narrative. I mean, if people are saying it, I mean, fuck it. To me, it doesn't even matter. I'll just go with Derek Chauvin as racist because he's a horrible person anyway for what he fucking did. So, yeah, but CNN didn't stop a second to consider what had happened and all that before just using it as the ammunition to start their next race war. Do you think that was genuine? Yeah, it was sort of probably the same thing. Maybe some of them were like, fuck, dude, we sort of have to do this because otherwise our channel's gonna die. So, yeah, I completely disagree with them doing that, but this is some completely different, because, repeating Trump's election lies, it's just gonna get a bunch of fucking retards to keep spamming in the comments. It's gonna get their fucking dicks wet to just keep fucking, just being retards and spamming all over the place. Get Trump 2020, Trump fucking 2021, dude. At some point that was a thing that apparently a lot of people thought he would come back in fucking 2021. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much all that's gonna happen from you spouting the Trump election lies. But yeah, CNN on the other hand, they used someone's death and like their fucking propaganda was going to lead to discrimination against a group, which are police officers. Now, coincidentally, police officers are just your average middle class fucking person. Yeah, just like the average black person who might have learned from CNN to hate these people. They're just the average person who happens to need a job, and the job they happened to find was police officer. Just like you might have happened to find whatever job you're working at. Like, I work at fucking Taco Bell because it's like easy job that I just found. It didn't require a degree that's like right next to my college, so I could just take class and then just go work right there when I'm finished with my classes. It's like some people might have a passion in being a police officer, and yeah, having to watch such a video that just horrifies you, and then on top of that, having to like just fucking learn that you're going to be blamed for this video that you're just as horrified by as any fucking black person who might have seen it, except concluded from it police officers hate us. Imagine being a police officer and having to deal with it. That's what CNN did to these people. That is wrong. Tucker Carlson, he went along with the narrative. Yeah, Trump's going to fucking, like, just say a bunch of dog shit again, and we're just gonna repeat it, and it's just gonna get a bunch of morons in our comments to fucking, like, to just keep being morons, basically. It's like, good for fucking them. Who cares? What are they gonna do, another January 6th? Good for fucking them, dude. Black Lives Matter happened. The riots happened, and the Democrats didn't really seem to care, so it's like, whatever, dude. They're fine with one type of thing, but like the other, so it's like, yeah, okay, who cares? But yeah, Tucker Carlson, as opposed to CNN, CNN, they'll have something that oh yeah, everyone's going along with that. Yeah, let's just go along with that. But it's actually going to hurt people like cops. It just raises prejudice against them, and those are people who don't deserve to be discriminated against. But CNN went along with it anyway. Now Tucker Carlson went along with something, and he is pretty consistent because he said, yeah, if I'm cornered, I fucking lie. Don't do it often. I try not to do it. And he even said, as you'll see later, dude, I need to stop repeating myself. Like, he was outraged by the fact that he was having to do this, and he was outraged on the behalf of his viewers. But yeah, he has a conscience, and guess what? In a case where standing up to Trump or not standing up to Trump comes down to saving lives, for example, like that fucking war that Trump was going to get into. By the way, let me try to find it was also Kalkilinski. Yeah, some dude. Yeah, it's in this video. I learned about that a few days ago, but yeah, when it comes to something that yeah, whether or not you stand up to Trump versus support him in what he's doing, when that comes down to lives being potentially saved or hurt, yeah, he had the balls to stand up to Trump and say, no, this is wrong. And Trump actually listened to him. And Tucker saved probably a bunch of lives thanks to that. So, the fact that people are calling him a bad person over this, or saying that he's an illegitimate source of information because he lied that one time, when he has literally said, yeah, like, in cases like this, yeah, I sort of have to fucking lie, I'm gonna lie. It's like, what the fuck are you even arguing? You don't even have an argument at all. Now, I love the Humanist Report. I really like this guy. He really tends to, like, he gives his voice to those who are actually oppressed. Most people, like Cenk Uygur and all, they will just go down that clickbait of bullshit. And that's, in fact, why they have so many subs of just, dude, black people and brown people. They are always the victim of everything. Like, no matter what, let's just bring it back to them. The Humanist Report will bring up, and he like he has brought to light a lot of things to me about, like, for example, how much trans people, how much that I don't fucking like calling it a community, how much that fucking group is oppressed. It's like, yeah, trans people are oppressed way fucking more than black people, just way fucking more. It's not even up for debate. Like, how often do you fucking see on mainstream, like, when will you ever see any fucking person arguing on mainstream media, making an argument that goes, black people are all fucking pedophiles? Never. Never ever. You will not see that on any fucking mainstream media outlet, ever. How about trans people? Oh, well, Fox News, the Daily Wire, fucking whoever else. Yeah, so, black people, they're oppressed. It's like, yeah, shut the fuck up. But the Humanist Report will actually give a voice to those who are actually oppressed, such as trans people, the homeless. I think here's where I learned about the fact that the anti-homeless infrastructure we currently have in place, such as the spikes, like to keep them from sleeping in nice places, that costs more than it would to just house these people. And I love how the Humanist Report, like, he will be the voice for these people who actually are oppressed, who actually need a voice. He's not just a virtue signaler. Like, he cares about what's right. And I hate that, like, someone who really cares, who really does good for the world, who really brings issues that need to be brought to light, who's such a genuine person. Like, I hate that he's, like, such an enemy of Tucker Carlson, who's, like, just as genuine as him. They are really both great people, and I hate that they hate each other. Like, it's really sad. I wish that they could just have that human empathy of just being able to connect and understand, yeah, we may disagree with one another, but that doesn't mean we're horrible people. It's like, yeah, I guess that's sort of what politics does to people. Fucking, who knows? I'm sort of drunk. Let me get more drunk.
By other far-right outlets such as...
Yeah. Dude, I'm talking way too much. And it's like, this isn't even a reaction. This is a fucking gigantic monologue. This is a monumental monologue right there, dude.
On top of that, they're also very fearful of Fox News and fearful of their audience. And they were worried that if they didn't play into Trump's narrative, that they would lose support and potentially be outflanked from the right by other far-right outlets such as Newsmax and OAN. So here's a couple of messages that we're going to look at, specifically sent by Tucker Carlson. These, I think, are very, very telling in particular. These were just...
And it's like, again, when you have a message, and it's like, whether or not you say that lie, that is what, whether or not you will be able to keep spreading a message that you genuinely believe in and have attention, like, be able to keep having the platform you have to make your intake on such issues matter, when that all relies on whether or not you tell that one lie. Like, everything you've ever built up could be at stake over that. Because Trump's a fucking retard, as Tucker has said. It's like, you can't help but, understand that shit. And, again, Fox sort of made Tucker do this, so, like, again, that was a 0 point against Tucker Carlson. It's pathetic, just like when they were trying to make a point that, oh, well, Tucker's lawyers, literally Tucker's lawyers were the ones who argued that, no reasonable viewer takes him seriously. See, guys? And it's like, yeah, motherfucker, legit, here you are, what, a year after, however long it is, fucking calling Tucker Carlson out, criticizing him for playing by your rules and saying, hey, the Club Q shooter, you're acting like this was an act of just, targeted hatred, but, he belonged to the same group, bro. He was gay, his lawyers said it. And yeah, when he plays that same game with them, they completely flip their narrative. And it's like, bro, his lawyer said it, but it wasn't true. The fuck? Why did you repeat that? It's like you're partisan now. It's like, fucking hell, dude. Let me go ahead and see what Taku's texts are, which I don't agree with them being leaked. I would never leak something like that. But yeah, unfortunately, they are leaked, so it's not like I'm even gonna have a lot of views that I'm gonna be like fucking contributing to that invasion of privacy, but yeah, unfortunately they've been leaked. So
Sent by Tucker Carlson. These, I think, are very, very telling in particular. These were described by Slate. On November 5th, Carlson seemed to acknowledge that there was a financial incentive for Fox News to go along with Trump's fraudulent claims about the election, while also acknowledging just how dangerous they were. Quote, "We worked really hard to build what we have. Those f***ers are destroying our credibility. It enrages me." The primetime host continued to express to the producer his belief that his team had to kowtow to Trump. Quote, "What Trump's good at is destroying things. He's the undisputed world champion of that. He could easily destroy us if we play it wrong."
And by the way, I just noticed it is sort of something nice to point out. This sort of shows that Tucker Carlson is fucking genuine on his show, because guess what he has, if you watch his show, what he cannot stand is people destroying things. He's fundamentally against that. That's why he condemned January 6th. That's why he condemns everything that destroys things. And like, I completely disagree with this stance on immigration. I don't think anybody should be illegal. I think the concept of trespassing public property is an oxymoron. But I don't think anyone should be illegal. I don't think whether you were born somewhere else on the, like, your fucking location, your birth location on the planet is just as relevant in determining whether or not your human rights should be protected under the law as whether your ancestors, say, in Africa for black people, were born there. It's like, whether it was you or your ancestors, it shouldn't really matter for the same reasons, because you don't have a choice over either, and it doesn't shape the contents of your character either. But yeah, Tucker Carlson, like, the thing is, he has a lot of positions, because just like anybody else, it's like, you look at these left-wing people, like the Humanist Report, the Rational National, even Secular Talk, like fucking Sam Satter, all of these people, like, if you're subscribed to them, like, I don't know, Kanye does some dumb shit, within like pretty much 5 hours, you'll see, like, pretty much within a time frame of like 5 hours, you'll see all of them uploading a very similar video with like the same type of shit. And then you go on to like Fox News, and it's like, what's Tucker Carlson talking about? Oh, okay. Then you go on to Gutfeld, and it's like, what the fuck? Isn't he saying like pretty much the exact same shit? So obviously these people are in a different circle. They get different information that's spread to them in different ways. So yeah, if y'all just set y'all's egos aside and looked at both sides and tried to come to some agreement or something, that'd be nice. Now, unfortunately, Tucker Carlson, the one fucking person, at least that I've seen, that he debated at Politicon, it's one of the most disingenuous people. It's like, again, one of these people, and his co-host is Anarchist Parian. Now, I don't think that they're necessarily, I don't think they're bad people. I don't think they even realize that they're disingenuous. They just, over time, start saying, oh yeah, this is what's gonna get me views. Yeah, we're just gonna talk about, like, how, oh yeah, we need to fix stuff instead of concentrating on this fucking political drama. We need to fix stuff, but then, like, all they fucking do is throw their necks at right-wingers. And so yeah, so it's like, yeah, Cenk Uygur pretty much did the same shit that Anarchist Parian did with Ben Shapiro, just pretend on stage. Dude, I have a lot of respect for this guy. I completely respect this guy. And it's like, yeah, I don't think he explicitly said, like, yeah, I respect Tucker Carlson, but, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, that was sort of the vibe he was trying to go with, because he was orders of magnitude more respectful to Tucker Carlson on stage than he was in his videos. And guess what? Anna Kasparian, who is like a huge dipshit, she went ahead and legit said like at Politicon that she was debating Ben Shapiro because she believed he was genuine and a smart guy. And legit, she had spent like years before then saying the exact opposite, just saying that Ben Shapiro was talentless hack, in her own words, fucking retarded, that people just thought he's smart because he speaks fast, like that he's a horrible person who's just doing everything for the money, who doesn't care that, like, oh yeah, he doesn't care if a kid dies in a school shooting as long as he gets his paycheck. And yeah, that was Anna's narrative up to the debate with Ben Shapiro, where she completely flipped that, and then she continued as if nothing had happened onto her show, going along with the same shit. Ben Shapiro is a horrible, disingenuous, stupid person. And here she was like 3 weeks ago, back onto Ben Shapiro's show to say the exact same line that she had said at Politicon, that just sucking him off for clout. So, yeah, again, I wouldn't be surprised if they're both sort of similar. So that's the only person Tucker ever debated, and I would argue that guy, I don't know, he's pretty sketchy. Chen Kugel's pretty sketchy, but, yeah, Tucker Carlson, I'm like, damn, like, he has a very genuine fucking views. I just think he should actually debate more people, such as maybe Sam Cedar. I don't like Sam Cedar. He's like an entitled asshole, but yeah, I think he should debate secular talk. I think he should debate the Rational National and the Humanist Report. I think you should definitely go ahead and watch their videos that they made on him and debunk it. But yeah, Tucker Carlson, he just, like, he's one of these people who has everything to fucking brag about, but like, he's not self-centered at all, unlike Trump. And yeah, it doesn't fucking surprise me that he doesn't like Trump. Trump has an just huge overinflated ego. That's actually one of the things I like about him. It's fucking hilarious how he always brings it back to himself. Tucker absolutely he hates fucking bringing shit back to it. Like, yeah, that shit, he finds it repulsive. He's like, no, like, where he was raised, it's just, like, within his family, he said, it's just seen as repulsive to constantly be talking about yourself. It's like, no, you sort of don't do that. So it always made sense to me. Yeah, like, I feel like Tucker probably doesn't really like Trump that much in private, because Trump is a self-centered, egotistical person, and Tucker's always said he finds that type of thing repulsive. So yeah, like, Tucker sort of set his ego aside, which he's very good at doing, for the benefit of a message that he had in common with Trump, that he thought, yeah, if I want to keep spreading this message, even if Trump might even not be that. I mean, people usually, when they hate each other, they also tend to think, yeah, this person, I hate him because he's not even genuine, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if Tucker didn't even think Trump was genuine, but yeah, he just decided, yeah, I'm gonna set my ego to the side for the greater good of the country, to try to be able to keep my ratings up so I can keep doing as much good as I can on my show, which I wouldn't be able to do if I just ruined my career, just off an ego blow. No, I'm not gonna lie about this. No way. I've just too much integrity. And it's like, yeah, it's sort of a priority of, like, what is more important to you? Never lying ever in any situation? Or fucking getting to keep spreading a message that you believe is good to spread. And as I showed earlier,
So Tucker.
yeah, in this clip, he explained that, no, sometimes lying is just necessary, and it's like, no shit, you would fucking lie.
He also told a producer, "Do the executives understand how much credibility and trust we've lost with our audience? We're playing with fire for real. An alternative like Newsmax could be devastating to us." On November 10th, Carlson said to his producer that it had been a mistake to not present Trump's voter fraud claims, while also acknowledging, "I just hate this shit." On November 12th, Carlson took another turn.
I feel so fucking bad for him. Like, dude, imagine being in that spot where it's like, yeah, you're like legit the head of your fucking of your movement. It's like he's just sort of a dipshit, but you can't really survive without the movement. It's like, dude, like this is Trump's fault. Like he did that to the Republican Party, by the way. And guess what? Every Republican sorta cocked up to him, because if they didn't, he would ruin their fucking careers. Like, yeah, every fucking right-winger is scared of Trump, especially up there, and it's sorta easy to be this fucking entitled person who doesn't have a career, who doesn't have a message to be spreading, and some fucking standards to have, and it's like, oh yeah, I could lose all of this power that I can have to be able to use to spread good, like any potential good that I might be able to spread with my platform, if I just like if I don't play this carefully and set my fucking integrity aside, maybe like I might lose all that fucking potential. It's like, yeah, I can definitely just feel bad for Tucker in this position, because like he really has a fucking ideology, and I disagree with most of the stuff he has to say, but it's like, yeah, dude, everybody fucking did that. Everybody tucked up to Trump because they sort of fucking had to, and it's easy to be like this entitled person with nothing to lose, and it's like, I would say that. I would fucking definitely say that. It's like, motherfucker, have you been the person who had never had anything to fucking gain, was always rich, so didn't fucking need to do this to fucking become rich? Like, oh yeah, Tucker's incentive for doing this was to get rich, except he was already fucking rich. It's like, yeah, imagine just literally just dedicating your life to a show, like having multiple shows a day sometimes up there, like working your fucking ass off to build up something, and having like having made it be so successful, having such a voice, and whether or not your voice gets to keep being what it is depends on that. It's like, yeah, he was very, very cornered, and he did what he said he would in case he was very fucking cornered. It's like,
Talking about Fox reporter Jacqui Heinrich's tweet fact-checking the lies Trump and certain Fox News hosts were spewing about Dominion. He texted Sean Hannity, "Please get her fired. Seriously, what the I'm actually shocked. It needs to stop immediately. Like tonight. It's measurably hurting the company. The stock price is down. Not a joke." Carlson then informed Hannity.
No, I completely disagree with him doing that, but once you chose to make that your move, you sort of have to go along with it. So, I mean, I disagree with them doing that, but then if it's gonna be the company's choice, if it's gonna be the company's policy, yeah, this is the line we're gonna go with. It's like, again, I disagree with it, but like, what are you gonna do? It's like, you're going to go with a narrative, then other people are not going to go along with it, and it, like, again, not what I would have done, but again, I'm in no fucking position to speak, because I'm not the person who never had any fucking thing to gain, and dedicated his life to being able to spread a message, and somehow got to being, like, the top fucking voice in news radio in the fucking United States. And had all of that to fucking lose, all the potential good I could have in the future to lose to that. So, yeah, and by the way, it's pretty funny. People tend to say, oh yeah, they just coordinate their fucking attacks. No, like Fox News does tends to go with a very specific fucking narrative, but yeah, they get their information from like the fucking echo chamber. Everybody's sort of in the echo chamber, especially when it comes to these mainstream media channels like Fox News, CNN, The Daily Wire, and this is what it fucking does. Let me see. Uh, dude, I forgot what the fuck it was, but dude, I am so drunk. Holy fucking shit! And I'm on my prescription pills too. Yeah. So dude, I know this was definitely a clip he yeah. Um, I'll find this for sure. What in the fuck? Maybe it was secular talk. Dude, no. It was definitely the National National. Let me find this. Okay. It was the uh it was like about her visiting some place. Dude. Yeah, let me just dude, holy shit. I might have to dude, holy shit, just fuck, it is taking me way too fucking long and I'm streaming and shit. Yeah, just fuck all that. Can we dude, I'm so fucking gone. Holy shit. Dude. Yeah, here we fucking go.
Feel free as an alternative to alcohol. Alcohol is no longer working.
So yeah, people tend to, like, especially on the left, just making this fucking narrative that, oh yeah, fuck, like, these people, Tucker Carlson and all, they're just such fucking, like, what's it called? Dude, I'm so fucking gone. Like, they're well fucking structured propaganda things. Like, they've all got themselves organized with their propaganda and shit. And actually no, they don't have this organized fucking propaganda bullshit that like they just all follow the script. No, they just they're just in their echo chambers, and those are all like the same types of people who will be around one another and hear the same type of talking points, and that's how their stories are going to be about the same and skewed in one direction. But, no, obviously they don't have this very calculated fucking propaganda storyline bullshit that they're going on, because here, you see, two of the biggest Fox News hosts, Laura Ingraham and Tucker Carlson, they just got two different, like, sides of the story that were told to them. They just like they received two different angles of the story, and they went along with two different narratives, and what both of them heard was contradictory. Dude, I have to fucking see this.
This is exactly the wrong time, the craziest possible time.
Would be the smartest political move Nancy Pelosi has ever made.
Oh, Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi flew to Taiwan and in the process caused Fox News to malfunction. So I'm going to get to these amazing back-to-back clips from two
let's just
very prominent.
This week, with the blessing of the Biden administration, Nancy Pelosi decided to head to Taiwan.
Now, Biden already tipped his hand about what he thinks.
The military thinks it's not a good idea right now.
We're suddenly on the brink of yet another global war, potentially a nuclear war, because Nancy Pelosi has been given the green light by the White House to fly to Taiwan.
Now, refusing to bow to the people who use slave labor to make T-shirts and flip-flops would be the smartest political move Nancy Pelosi has ever made. Yeah, maybe ever. The only question is, will she let herself be talked out of it by a bunch of nervous Nellies in the Defense Department?
China will take resolute and strong measures to defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Dude,
are they bluffing?
They're both fucking, killing myself, dude. Fuck. My vapes are both out. This is gay. Well, good thing I have a third vape. I could fucking use that. Let me go back a little bit.
And strong measures to defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Are they bluffing? It doesn't sound like it, actually.
To safeguard our sovereignty and territorial integrity.
And of course, when China barks, weak-kneed Biden flacks flinch. No need to be mean, President Xi.
Nancy Pelosi clearly, you just saw the tape, has no understanding of what she is doing or what might happen if she does it.
She never has been known as someone who can be easily intimidated. We know that about Nancy. But if China can get her to back off, it's going to be a crushing blow to U.S. power and our prestige. It's humiliating.
This is exactly the wrong time, the craziest possible time, to send an 82-year-old narcissist to Taiwan.
So Pelosi needs to call everybody's bluff. Refuse to change her travel plans, because if she does not, she might as well give Xi the strings.
Now, conservative media is often known for being...
What is he gonna say? Probably fucking propaganda?
On message. For not wavering from their singular position.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, you just watched, basically the whole context behind that. At some point, Nancy Pelosi was, taking a visit to Taiwan, and, yeah, apparently, said visit was said to, potentially cause conflict between the US and China, and, Tucker Carlson went with the narrative. The Biden administration is absolutely just telling her to go in. That's why she's doing that. She's just like a puppet of the Democratic Party doing what Joe Biden tells her to do. And, yeah, she's just stupid. This is the stupidest thing she could fucking do. But, yeah, she's gonna do it because Joe Biden wants her to. And, on the other hand, Laura Ingraham, like, also a very popular Fox News host, at the same time was saying, yeah, this is a very smart thing that Nancy is choosing to do, but, like, the Biden administration is really trying to pull her off of it. So, yeah, clearly they don't fucking go with this strict line of no, they just have their echo chamber that they're in, and sometimes, they hear different shit, and that happens, and how do you explain that type of stuff? If they're just propagandists, just all going down one line, how do you explain them pretty much on the same day, just literally delivering contradictory fucking explanations to what happened, just going with contradictory stories? It's like, yeah, they heard two different things, and that doesn't often happen, but it happened.
Hannity that he just went crazy on an executive over Heinrich's accurate reporting. The next morning, Heinrich deleted her tweet. Wow. Around November 16th, Carlson was sharing with his producer his thoughts on the statements Powell was making, which Fox News had been airing. Quote, Sidney Powell is lying, f***ing bitch. He also described Powell as unguided missile and dangerous as hell, calling her a crazy person. On November 8th, Carlson told fellow host Laura Ingraham that Sidney Powell is lying, by the way. I caught her. It's insane. Of Powell's and Giuliani's claims about fraud, Carlson said, it's unbelievably offensive to me. Our viewers are good people and they believe it. On November 24th.
Yeah, let's go back to that for a second, just so we can, see that and remember what it says. Tucker Carlson said, yeah, he said, it's unbelievably offensive to me. Our viewers are good people and they believe it. So Tucker Carlson cares about his viewers. He has integrity. He doesn't like the fact that he's lying to his viewers. And again, let me just play this little clip.
And they still do it.
Well, I guess I would ask myself, like, I mean, I lie. If I'm really cornered or something, I lie. I really try not to. I try never to lie on TV. I just don't, I don't like lying. I certainly do it, out of weakness or whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't like doing that stuff. And it's very consistent with that. Yeah, like, it's unbelievably offensive to me. What do you want to know? It's like, that's the context there is to pull behind this. It's sort of like whenever Tucker's lawyers were arguing, and I think they did him fucking dirty with that. They argued that no reasonable person would take him seriously. Yeah, as if fucking anybody who's getting sued over anything wouldn't take that line of defense if their primary goal was just to win the lawsuit and not get fucked over by that lawsuit. Like, as if fucking anybody wouldn't take that fucking line if they could just win the lawsuit that way. It's like, no shit. A lawyer's job isn't to always no, it's to protect their client. That's why the Club Q shooters lawyers argued that he was LGBT.
And they believe it. On November 21st, Carlson sent a text message.
Dude, let me get my vape. Probably charged off. So yeah, this just like every fucking new thing that comes out about Tucker Carlson, and then everybody tries to paint him in a negative light for. Yeah, it's only getting me to respect him more, so yeah, great fucking job.
Message saying it was shockingly reckless to accuse Dominion of fraud without some proof, which he insisted there isn't. He also referred to Powell as a nutcase. And on January 6th of 2021, after the insurrection attempt, Carlson texted a producer that Trump was a demonic force, a destroyer, but he's not going to destroy us. So this is fascinating to me because
it's like, yeah, that I absolutely can see him thinking that. And if you watch his show, if you see his fucking like his takes on stuff, that's exactly the type of person that you'd expect Tucker Carlson to be, based on what he says on his show. Like, he hates above all, like, things getting destroyed, beautiful things getting destroyed. He always condemns that and says, like, yeah, I hate anything that, yeah, all of that, I always condemn it. That's why he condemned January 6th. But it's like, yeah, Tucker condemned January 6th. He legit, like, at some earlier point in Trump's presidency, like, he stood up to Trump where he saw, like, Trump's about to just go and kill a bunch of innocent people. Now, like, no, this is, like, I don't care what my reputation goes to. It's like, what else do I have to lose? Money? That thing that I was born with? Yeah, it's like, don't care about that either. I fucking was born with it. So, it's not like I ever had anything to lose on that front. Yeah, I'm gonna tell Trump, no, what you're doing is wrong, and thankfully Trump listened to him, which you could only imagine would make Tucker Carlson be well relieved, of course, that well, he was able to get through to him, but it must also have come off as, wow, Trump just made that decision on the fly. Yeah, I'm going to kill all these people. And then, like, I just fucking told him, dude, by the way, this is a bad idea. And, like, that's all it is. So, like, he had made his mind just based on so little that I just, like, went in, stepped in and said, hey, by the way, do you realize that this is wrong? And it was like, oh, fuck. So that's how little he had thought about killing a bunch of innocent people before doing it. Like, to the point where Tucker had to step in and probably risk his reputation in order to save however many lives he might have saved. And yeah, like, at that point when Trump was so reckless that Tucker had to correct his mistake for him in order to save lives, it's like, yeah, I would probably not have a lot of respect for him either. And it's like, again, the only, I've always been fucking open about this. I love Donald Trump because he is a clown. But people who are actually taking politics way more seriously than me, have an actual, like, dedicated career in this, and have an audience who, like, they have the potential to influence, and they want to keep that potential. Especially someone like Tucker Carlson, who, that's the only reason, that's the only motive he might have to be doing Fox News. Like, that's the only motive he could have. It's to try to like, be as, like, a great influence to as many people as possible. Try to improve the lives of as many Americans as possible. Try to inform them better, because that's really the only incentive you can have for running a news station, when all you get from running this news station is being able to spread your message and getting money. It's like, if clearly one of those can just be rolled out, because yeah, you don't really care about money if you already have as much of it as you could fucking possibly care to have. Dude, I forgot what fucking tangent I was going on. I need to stop going on huge tangents. This is a monologue.
Gives us all...
I'm 3 minutes in. How long has my live stream been so far? Yeah, probably over an hour. Let me... Over an hour. Fucking who could have guessed, dude?
A bit of a behind-the-scenes look at the way that propaganda is manufactured. For years now, Tucker Carlson has very carefully crafted a propaganda program that is highly effective. But just like that, somebody who's more influential...
He's offended that, on the behalf of his viewers, that it offends him to have to lie to his viewers, because, like, he sees them as good people who don't deserve to have him lie to their face like that. And he hates it. Yeah, I'm sure that's the type of shit that you'd expect a propagandist to be saying to a fellow propagandist, by his standards, in private messages. And not only private messages, but private messages that happened to be leaked as well. It's not even like he leaked those as a defense. Hey, look, I said some good things too. No, those were literally, like, a part of the messages that were leaked of him, like, in order to roast him, basically. And I don't blame Dominion for doing this at all. It's like, yeah, they would damage it. I completely get their perspective. But you have to see Tucker Carlson's perspective on this. It's like, sure, Dominion would, but yeah, they, like, at the end of the day, they have a career, and they're just trying to do, like, they're trying to be able to maintain their career, because that's a part of being able to keep spreading a message that you think is good. If you lose the platform that you have to spread said message, or you lose all the viewers that make said platform actually have any value, yeah, you lose the potential to have your message get through to people. And yeah, that was Tucker Carlson's
than him,
dilemma.
Donald Trump, could undermine this credibility that he's built up with his audience. And these text messages, in some, they demonstrate a real dilemma between the need to tell the truth, or the desire to tell the truth and not wanting to go along with the narrative, but then feeling pressure to do so, because if you don't, then it's going to hurt your credibility. And they were right to fear their credibility taking a hit with their audience, because a Morning Consult poll conducted between November 9th and 16th found that Fox News' approval rating among Republican viewers had nosedived. So their average approval dropped 13 points, and their unfavorability almost hit 30%. Again, this is among Republicans. So you see this sharp decline in support, and that's because Fox News didn't explicitly go along with Trump's election lies. Now, they still platformed it. They aired the press conferences of Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, but what the audiences were looking for from Fox News' hosts was bias confirmation.
Now, also, by the way, I think it's important to point out, I don't know any of the dates, like, I don't fucking tend to pay attention to that stuff. It's fucking, like, annoying and shit. Like, I don't know the fucking timeline of this, but I feel like, yeah, Dominion obviously needed to have a lawsuit, and they would have a hard time making a case, but, I feel like there's definitely some lines being blurred on what Tucker Carlson actually thought about, it's sort of being portrayed as, Tucker Carlson, like, he always thought, like, as soon as this shit came out, like, yeah, he always thought, yeah, this election wasn't rigged at all. There was nothing wrong with the election. Like this is, every concern about the 2020 election was legit just morons fucking, like, having to cope with Trump losing, and just fucking, yeah, just legit morons, just having their fucking mental breakdown, like, while, yeah, like, there's really this narrative with this Dominion lawsuit, like, how it's being called. It really seems like they're trying to push the narrative that Tucker Carlson, like, so, yeah, from the beginning, he always thought that, like, all these fucking concerns from, like, the 2020 election were legit all just, yeah, just fucking people being fucking triggered, morons being triggered, while he always thought that, on Fox News, he just said the opposite. And it's like, that would make sense, but again, let me, dude, I'm so fucking drunk, I'm just so gone, yeah, this fucking guy. So, I don't know anything about this. I definitely see why Dominion would try to, like, find anything that would, go with this angle, but I feel like there's definitely, some fucking truth that isn't being told to this. There are definitely some things being left out, because as you're about to see here, this was a clip that Trevor Noah, used in, like, trying to ridiculize Tucker Carlson, basically, and, yeah, in this clip, he's pretty much, I'm pretty sure this must have been right after the election, but he had, like, yeah, he had he was in a car with a family member of his, I think. Must have been, like, right after the election, and he was clearly very frustrated over that election. In fact, he wouldn't stop talking about it. So, yeah, you're gonna watch this clip, and I think it's pretty clear from this clip that, by the way, let me stop, let me just pause this stream, in case it just fucking, is causing my internet right here to stall or whatever, but let's just watch this clip right here.
Hey, Cousin Tuck, how's it going? Feeling a bit more relaxed now that the election's over? Look, I was hoping that we could just kind of put it all behind us and get back to normal.
None of this is normal.
Yeah, I guess, but at the end of the day, we're still family. Plus, I would love to start planning Thanksgiving now that Halloween's over.
The Great Orange Emergency has passed now, and it's party time.
Woo! That's the spirit. Look, I know it's going to be really hard, but let's just try to not talk about politics at the table this year, okay?
Tens of millions of Americans suspect this election was stolen from them.
Tuck, this sounds like another one of your conspiracy theories.
Ever wonder why people on both sides are embracing conspiracy theories? Why do you think that's happening?
Because you keep saying them on TV.
And by the way, yeah, that's sort of true. How about the fact that this conspiracy theory about the 2020 election wasn't even fucking Trump's original idea? Because as you could imagine, Trump is a pretty unoriginal person who's sort of just funny because he's stupid, and he's so incredibly stupid that that he gave CNN a fucking career by hating on him. It's like, yeah, what the fuck was I just saying? Oh, yeah, talking about both sides embracing, conspiracy theories. Yeah, the right actually didn't come up with this, claiming election fraud because they're too fucking triggered to be able to just cope with having lost. Trump didn't even fucking come up with this talking point. He actually stole it from the fucking last election, which had been the Democrats' fucking time to say, no, we cannot fucking have these results. No, these like Trump. No, absolutely not. Democrats was so fucking ticked off by someone like Trump that they hated so much winning that yeah, and on top of that, he didn't gain the popular vote, so that's definitely a trigger effect. Well, people were so mad, Democrats were so mad about the fact that Trump, someone they really fucking hated and that really triggered them, actually won the election. Yeah, it's actually Democrats that came up with this shit of, you know what, we're so fucking triggered that instead of coping, we're just gonna go with the narrative that we have nothing to cope over because not my president. Who came up with not my president? Where did that stem from? Did that stem from when Trump lost the election or when Trump won the election? Not with a popular vote, but still won by our non-democratic voting standards that we have here in America, which is the Electoral College, which is by definition not democratic. It's like, yeah, the thing is, Trump did win this election, and this talking point of, you know what, I don't even have to cope because I'm fucking right. I never fucking lost. I have nothing to cope about. Like, not my fucking president. Yeah, this talking point, this fucking conspiracy theory, bullshit, it wasn't even Trump's original talking point. He just stole it from the fucking people. The first fucking talking point that was being brought up against him when he started being president was that he was just not the president, because he can't be. Like, Donald Trump, not my fucking president. Russia stole the election. That was the Democrats' talking point, and Trump just fucking stole that from them. So, yeah, it seems like the left does embrace conspiracy theories too, then the right just steals it from them. At least Donald Trump's steal. Like, this wasn't a conspiracy theory that the right came up with. This was a conspiracy theory that Donald Trump just stole from the left because he saw, oh, well, that sort of worked with the left. It's like it got CNN a bunch of ratings to fucking say, yeah, this isn't even our president, by the way. And he saw that he also got a bunch of fucking morons, sucking up to him when he was fucking doing the same shit with Obama. Bro, was he even fucking born here? And it's like, yeah, this type of shit, it comes from both sides, dude. It's like, it wasn't even Trump's original thing. He just stole it from Democrats.
Do you even have evidence that there was cheating?
According to one affidavit, a poll worker saw people bringing handfuls of ballots to a Biden-Harris campaign van.
Really? They rolled up to cheat in a Biden-Harris van? That's like robbing a bank with bags that have dollar signs on them and only happens in cartoons.
We don't know how many votes were stolen on Tuesday night. We don't know.
By the way, just so we can keep this in mind, Tucker Carlson does tend to just like I don't know where he hears his talking points from originally. Like he just repeats them, but like I'm guessing he tends to take people at their word and like not go a lot into depth. Like he has stated before that his opinion is that every democratic policy is meant specifically to give the Democratic Party more power. He doesn't believe that any Democrat position is genuine. He thinks it's all based on just started from these people high up in the Democratic Party just trying to get themselves more power and just making up some bullshit and just having retards who don't realize that they're not going with their own best interests, just repeating it. So he stated he doesn't, like, he thinks that the Democratic Party's ambitions are always just to get themselves more power and never to do any good for anyone. So yeah, like, he tends to go along with that type of stuff a lot because, well, why would he question it further? It just sort of aligns with his theories to begin with. So, like, it's sort of just already a lot of things that just add up in his direction. And that's why, for example, as you could see during the Cenk Uygur debate, like, yeah, all these caravans of these illegal immigrants, it's like, why would they smuggle into, like, these big-ass caravans? It's like, yeah, they actually aren't illegal, otherwise maybe they would be more discreet. And yeah, he tends not to pick up on that. And, like, yeah, it's a human flaw.
Know anything
like,
about the software that many say was rigged. We don't know.
But we don't know for sure that Jared Kushner isn't a papier-mâché sculpture that just came to life either, but we can't assume that without evidence. Look, we're getting off topic here. Okay, this is going to be really controversial, but for Thanksgiving, I want to make a tofurkey this year. Come on, say something. Don't give me that Tucker face.
It's totally wrong, and it's crazy.
It's not crazy. Cousin Jessica's a vegan, and Aunt Eileen has high blood pressure, so it's what we're having. Hang on, Sean's joining the Zoom.
This lady.
Hey, second cousin Sean. I'm really happy that you're coming to Thanksgiving, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We're not talking politics at the dinner table.
We cannot be intimidated into silence. We need to find out exactly what happened in this election. And there are questions.
So I'm just noticing, like, was this edited? Like, it sounds like some stuff was probably edited.
And that means we have to answer them.
Not at Thanksgiving, we don't. And I'm not trying to silence.
And by the way, like, I feel really bad for it, but, like, to be honest, from what I'm not really into culture, but from what I've heard, seems like the Thanksgiving dinner is sort of meant to be a very, like, where politics go fucking ham. I don't know if that's necessarily a thing with it. I definitely get people who don't want it to get political, especially since a lot of people, when they get super political, since that's a really, like, that fucking thing that everybody gets super defensive over. Like, yeah, it could cause arguments. So I definitely sympathize. I feel really bad for over this whole thing, but
intimidate anyone. Who's trying to intimidate you here?
The 99% media mob, the Washington swamp, Joe Biden, all desperate. They want to just call it a day and stop you from asking legitimate, tough questions about the election.
Well, it's a good thing none of them are coming to dinner. Look, I know that we don't agree on things politically, but we're all family. So can we just be nice?
They hate us. They've been very clear.
Well, let me get my fucking weed. Yeah. That's, let me get that. Fuck. No, I'm gonna just get like a little bit. That's probably enough there. Dude, my shit is fucking wet. Like, I was doing the dishes earlier at Taco Bell. I got my shit all wet. And obviously I had my weed on me, so all this shit is fucking super wet right now. Let me just take out the old weed. I'm gonna just, like, dry that off. Alright. You got some decent little thing to smoke here. Well, let me... Yo. What is, But I wish I knew how to fucking roll and stuff. Like, roll a fucking blunt. This shit sucks. Like, I have to get, like, someone to buy me a bunch of, like, you know, these things that, like, just come with nicotine in them. Like, you get a friend to buy, like, a bunch of those. And, like, you just take the nicotine out of them and you just put weed in it. It's like, that works. And it's like, fuck, dude. That, like, it fucking sucks, dude. Blunts are better. I should learn how to fucking roll. Anyway, let me just get back a bit.
Questions about the election.
Well, it's a good thing none of them are coming to dinner. Look, I know that we don't agree on things politically, but we're all family. So can we just be nice?
They hate us. They've been very clear about that for 4 years. They've never tried to hide it.
That is not true, Sean. I was very happy when you showed up out of the blue, unannounced and completely uninvited last year. It was a nice surprise.
They knew you were coming. They laughed at you when you left.
Tucker, shh.
I feel so bad for her, like...
It is one day. Just give me this one day with family without yelling or fighting or talking about conspiracy theories about the election. Can we just have that?
It is a
People
national
who are not even
disgrace
alive still somehow
how some
managed to
states
vote
have
on
handled this election.
In New York,
Okay, I'm hanging out now. I'll talk to you at
I
Christmas.
want some start ballots.
Dude, holy shit. Yeah, I feel pretty bad for her, but, yeah, it seems like Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity, I don't watch Sean Hannity, I, like, don't know fucking anything about him. I've never watched him, but, seems like, and I'm guessing this must have been, like, right after the election, seems like two people who were pretty damn mad over, like, them questioning the results of the election. Now, for some reason, that was fucking leaked. Trevor Noah fucking used that clip, to try and make fun of Tucker Carlson. Yeah, it sounds a lot like, the type of person who just entirely believes, yeah, the election was not fucking stolen at all. There are no legitimate questions to be asked over the election. So, like, that sounds like, a clip that, from what they were saying, it sounds like that happened, like, right after the election. So, this shit was not him saying something on the news. It was a private call between him and somebody else that got leaked, and it definitely didn't make Tucker look that great. It made him look like someone who's just obsessed with politics and just can't get... And it's like, seems like he's pretty passionate in what he's doing for someone who's just a propagandist and doesn't have any fucking, ideology, doesn't have a core ideology that he cares about. Seems like he's pretty fascinated with fucking politics for someone that doesn't even have a genuine viewpoint on stuff and doesn't even have a core ideology. So, I don't know what the timeline of events really was. Like, it's pretty clear from that clip that, yeah, there was a point in time, it seemed like right after the election, where Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson definitely, thought the election was, thought that, like, the election wasn't fair, and they were very fucking concerned by it. They were so fucking concerned, that, like, how fucking... like, yeah, how seriously they took that. Trevor Noah put that as like a little cringe compilation or some shit. Cause yeah, Tucker's privacy can never be fucking respected like any other human being, because, well, yeah, if you're a mainstream person, yeah, you just lose your right to privacy, I guess. Just like you start having to have these tough fucking decision stuff to make. Am I gonna lie about this? And then when you just have to make that choice, just like every other fucking person who's in the Republican Party and has a lot of influence and hopes to maintain that, you have to go along with it. Just yeah, just like the average person doesn't have to make such a decision and then get just fucked over by it. Yeah, the average person who has a fake point of view and they're just doing it all for the money, despite the fact that they already fucking have all the money they could fucking want. Yeah, they just want more money so that they could I don't know, just say that they still have money or some shit. It's like, yeah, it doesn't sound like the type of shit that someone who doesn't have any genuine viewpoints, doesn't believe anything he says, would say. Yeah, he's very like he's very fucking serious when it comes to politics. He really cares about the topic. Doesn't really ring the propagandist type bell, especially when you consider the other type of shit that have been leaked, and on top of that, the fact that things that are leaked about him are usually leaked to try to paint him in a negative light. It's like, that's the shit that people have to come up with to paint him in a negative light. Like, that's the worst they can leak. And it's like, it doesn't even make him look bad. It doesn't even make him look disingenuous. It's like, yeah, this is his... Dude, I'm whatever.
Wanted to be affirmed in their belief that the election was stolen and Trump couldn't possibly lose. Now, Trump, or Fox News rather, still did enough to where they're being sued for defamation. And I think you can argue that Dominion has a very solid case, because what county is going to want to use Dominion voting?
You know, I definitely don't blame Dominion for any of this, but I think there's probably a clear fucking omission in the... I don't know the timeline of events, but there's clearly some more backstory to this than just... Tucker always believed that, like, this whole... that any fucking... like, questions about the election possibly being stolen was just all bullshit. He always believed that, but, like, yeah, he would just say the opposite on his show, but, like, not... Like, obviously there's more to it than that, because, yeah, like, you see this shit, and, like, how fucking, passionate he is about what he's saying. It's like, yeah, doesn't really line up with your point of view, but...
systems. Now, after they have been thoroughly slandered by Sidney Powell, Donald Trump, and these lies were amplified by Fox News. I mean, they have a very solid case. So to see Fox News hosts in the background scramble while just kind of playing the press conferences, playing the insanity, trying to really ride the fence there, it's so fascinating. Now, what did they do next? That's the question, right? Because they didn't do enough to play to Trump's base here and give into his lies. So what did they do to regain credibility? Well, they did damage control. That's what they did. So basically, rather than explicitly saying that Trump's big lies were correct, they pandered to this audience. So there's a segment from Tucker Carlson that aired, I believe, January 26th of 2021. And what he did there, it really demonstrates how effective he is as a propagandist, because he brings on Mike Lindell, right? Mike Lindell was just deplatformed from multiple outlets because he was spreading lies about Dominion and the 2020 election. So Tucker Carlson brings him on, and rather than trying to get to the bottom of these claims and debunk what he's saying or press him on these claims, Tucker Carlson frames this in a different way, so that way he can carefully platform these ideas while not explicitly lending credence to these claims. So Mike Lindell is going to be the victim of a censorship campaign, and that's the way...
Yeah, maybe that's because the issue he was addressing was the issue of censorship. He wasn't trying to address whether or not that election was stolen. It's like he was maybe platforming this guy because he had found this guy because he had found that he was making like this evidence that he claimed in this clip that he had about the 2020 election was stolen or whatever, and he saw this guy, like his evidence that he may have to get to the bottom of whether or not this election was stolen, like he's already presented said evidence like on his platform, so now I'm just going to give him a platform so that he can be known by my viewers, and if my viewers want to go and see the evidence, they could just go and find that fucking guy, because that's why I'm talking to him, because I fucking found that shit while finding him. And it's like, censorship is a big fucking issue, and I think that's just a better way to approach it. That's a neutral standpoint, which the news media tends to want to take, like playing devil's advocate or whatever. And it's like, I agree with the point he's about to make, by the way. Censorship is wrong, and you censoring this type of shit, you censoring the COVID vaccine misinformation, all of it is wrong. I know that it's misinformation. I don't care. Misinformation should never be censored, ever. It should be properly debunked, because giving someone the free talking point of, hey, if I'm such a clown, why did you bother taking me seriously enough that you fucking silenced me? What are you so afraid of? Like, what are you so afraid of others seeing? That I'm a clown? You're so afraid of others seeing that I'm a clown? Or, like, are you so afraid that they might be stupid fucking too? It's like, oh yeah, you just basically don't want that stupidity to be more fucking what's it called? You don't want the people's stupidity to be more contagious. Well, people have the right to be fucking stupid, and they should have the right to be fucking stupid publicly if they want to. And if they really believe they should have the right to say it. And you fucking removing this right from them is definitely not gonna change their mind, and it's definitely not gonna get them to stop talking about it. They're from then just gonna automatically go on to just blowing up about, hey, this shit I got censored over. That's all they're gonna talk about, because it's all that's gonna be on their mind. Like, they were probably gonna stop fucking talking about it once the topic got old, and it's like, the next, what is the next fucking new political hot take that we're gonna talk about? Fucking probably the next fucking race war, probably identity politics again. Let's go back to that shit. Like, probably MSNBC is gonna kick that off. Like, here we go. But when you censor them, that's gonna take them off, and they're gonna keep fucking talking about it. No shit, because you wronged them. They really believed something to be true, and from their perspective, when you censor them, it's gonna be I said something that was true, and clearly you have a problem with me saying said stuff. Like, if it's so threatening that you have to deplatform, you have to delete it, you have to censor it, doesn't that sort of say something about you? Like, should we be scared of information that is wrong? Shouldn't that be the easiest information? Shouldn't that be the least scary information? If you're not a fascist, if you're not trying to do exactly what these people then go on to accuse those people who are censoring of doing, they're trying to be fascist. They know that their point of view is wrong. They know that this vaccine misinformation was spreading is actually true, and that is why they're trying to censor it. And that's the logical fucking conclusion to go down when you said something you believe is true and you got censored over it. And it's like, when you're censoring people for whether it be what else isn't allowed? Hate speech, which is clearly just them being morons, unless it when like most of the time it's probably just a fucking joke that got filtered in with all the fucking potential hate speech bullshit. Like, yeah, in a case of actual hate, like, I hate this race of fucking people. Like, clearly that's a case of stupidity, but people should have the right to be fucking stupid, and giving them the free talking point of, why did you fucking do this? Why are you so afraid of a retard? Why is this type of speech, why is the type of speech specifically that you can debunk, like, why is the type of speech that you have such a problem with, that you're so scared of, the type of speech that is the easiest for you to be able to shut down without you actually having to shut it down? You could just shut it down with fucking facts and research and shit. Like, just fucking shut it down with the facts. That's the easiest type of shit. That's the least scary type of speech that you would like. That is the least scary type of speech if you are coming from the perspective of yeah, I seek to have the truth and only the truth revealed. So yeah, whenever people would see some random like idiot just spreading some dumb conspiracy theory, yeah, they're probably just gonna laugh at that shit. But whenever the person then goes on to just fucking get censored, and they see, oh shit, like you said that and I laughed at it, and it's like, it sort of got taken down. So fucking somebody decided that they couldn't have what they saw be what the next person was gonna see this would see. They just couldn't have the next fucking person also see that. So yeah, these people, after they see that, they're probably not laughing anymore, because they're probably seeing, yeah, this person said my speech is fucking dangerous to them because it's the truth, and at least half of that was true. So it's like, yeah, you're giving them more credibility by fucking censoring them. Just debunk them, and you're not only not giving them a free talking point, you're also not escalating this, because that's what censoring people does. And like, by censoring it, you are diverging this conversation to a conversation about free speech, because that is the First Amendment, as Tucker points out, because it is the most important amendment. And yeah, when it comes to, oh, was this election, so hey, is our free speech under attack? Yeah, what do you think is more important? And especially when he's in a position where he really wouldn't want to talk about that. Yeah, of course, that is the perfect thing to diverge it to, especially when it's entirely justified, because our right to free speech is way more important than whether some retard is fucking off the stage now and is still gonna fucking like not clap for the person who got him off the stage. It's like, good for fucking that guy, but our First Amendment rights are sacred. And yeah, like, you shouldn't be fucking censored over being retarded and being wrong. If you genuinely believe something, you should have the right to say that's what you genuinely believe. Like, you should have the right to say it, and then it should be up to the public, up to the people to assess that and to be able to shut it down. If it's retarded, well, the best way to shut it down is by debunking it. Like, that is the only shutdown. And that is the easiest shutdown, because by default of it being misinformation, like, by fucking definition, it would be just shit that you could debunk with facts that are just yeah, that are what's it called? Yeah, that aren't fucking up for debate, fucking shit, that are irrefutable. So yeah, it's just a wrong way of fucking approaching that type of shit, and it could lead to any amount of tangents, because if you're gonna be for censoring that, well, what's to stop us from censoring the next thing that might be right and that, oh well, people just didn't like that opinion. Who knows what the motivation is behind censoring that type of shit? It definitely sounds intuitively malicious. Why would they want to like force shut down the fucking easiest type of speech to not have to shut down, the easiest type of speech to take care of? Like, why would that be their target when it should be by definition the least scary thing if like their fucking narrative is I want to spread the truth. It should be the least hard thing to deal with. It should be the least fucking scary. But they're fucking censoring it to the detriment of whatever might lead from giving them the free talking point of why the fuck did you do this? What is your motivation? And what do you think? Like, I don't know. Like, look at this picture and what do you see from it? Like, yeah, obviously, I'm fucking rambling, but like, you fucking get it, dude.
Way that Tucker Carlson is going to present this information to his audience, January 26th, by the way, 2021. And just watch what he says after Mike Lindell is done saying these insane lies that we now know Tucker believed to be untrue.
Let me go get another water bottle. I'm streaming. Yo. Yeah.
I've been all in trying to find the machine fraud, and we found it. We have all the evidence. So what all these outlets that have been calling me from the Washington Post, New York Times, every outlet in the country, they go, Mike Lindell, there's no evidence and he's making fraudulent statements. No, I have the evidence. I dare people to put it on. I dare Dominion to sue me.
And you know what? Maybe Tucker actually saw that evidence. He came across that evidence. And maybe that was the evidence he was referring to in that meeting, and that's why he decided to interview that guy. Because clearly at some point in the timeline where it only makes sense to assume based on this, yeah, whenever that was, and it seemed based on the context, pretty close to when the election denials thing started, when the election outcome was announced or whatever, there was clearly a point where he was on board with this. Yeah, the election was probably stolen, or was stolen, like, not on his show, but in his personal life. So, like, maybe that's the picture to draw from this, but again, it's like, we don't know, and this is all, a bunch of this is really Tucker's personal life being fucking exposed, and yeah, all of that's wrong. It shouldn't be fucking done. So maybe we should mind our own fucking business sometimes. Stop trying to find anything to just throw dirt on this guy who's just trying to do his job and not trying to do his job for his fucking paycheck, because that's not a fucking motivation for me.
Because then it would get out faster. So this is. You know, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to say. They just say, "Oh, you're wrong," and I'm going.
Well, they're not making conspiracy theories go away by doing that. You don't answer. Right. You don't make people kind of calm down and get reasonable and moderate by censoring them. You make them way crazier. Of course, this is like ridiculous.
Yeah, why wouldn't everybody want to know the truth?
And guess what? That's absolutely fucking
truth to this country. Just let the truth.
Like, that is sort of sus. You're trying to censor people, but you're for democracy, really, but you're trying to censor legit misinformation of anything, that is all you're trying to target. Like the information that by definition would be the easiest to refute, because if it's misinformation, that means you have the information that is accurate and true, and you could just show that information and just in turn explain how his information is not real information, explain why yours is real and his is not, and just be like, yeah, the information says you're wrong, and shut it down that way, so everybody could see that he said that and that you debunked it, instead of having to see, oh, why is this shit that everyone can confirm in comments, yeah, I saw this and it was deleted, what did he have to say? I wonder why I can't see that. Is it because I wasn't going to laugh at it? I mean, who knows, dude? It's like, now that it's deleted, you really can't know, can you?
Truth be told, if there's nothing to hide, let's bring it out so we all can see it. Instead, they're trying to erase Mike Lindell and erase my pillow. Well, I'm not going to be erased. I mean, all these...
And that's fucking fair. Put them up on the stage. Let them say whatever dumb bullshit they have to say. If it's dumb bullshit, shut it down. Don't fucking censor it, because that is the worst way to fucking shut it down. That's just so retarded on so many levels.
All my friends that lost their YouTube channels, they lost their Facebook, 2 million followers. One guy has 12 employees. He's gone. His livelihood he built up is just gone.
It's just too good of a point not to bring up when, like, how do you think that Hitler got his fucking, like, shit to work? How do you think he, like, implemented his fucking authoritarianism? Like, how do you think he enforced that on a social level? Yeah, by censoring any information that goes against him, and by just having his narrative only just spewed all over the place, and that's what Putin's doing now, by the way. And it's like, yeah, when you see anybody doing that, that should raise your fucking suspicions. And people are doing it because they're retarded and they don't see it's just doing them only fucking duty. And yeah, that would be his point if he saw both sides, but he has a very legitimate fucking point. Like, that is...
any business churches that supported the president, that's a whole other issue. They're being attacked, and they're going to be just, canceled.
No, I've noticed. Mike Lindell, I really appreciate your coming on tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tucker. Thanks for having me on, and God bless you. Thank you.
Amen. God bless you. Mike Lindell, he sells pillows. Why has he been censored? And by the way, before you say, oh, it's Mike Lindell, anyone who's censored has been wronged as an American, period.
Yes.
And the censorship of any person diminishes the rest of us and diminishes this country.
True. Fucking true. Like, how do you even criticize this? Just because, oh, well, he should have addressed, like, this thing that I find more important, like regarding this conversation. Well, that's your fucking opinion. Like, that's not an argument. It's literally just you saying, yeah, I wish he had addressed it that way instead of that way. It's like, yeah, you think some dumb retard just fucking coping hard is more important than your First Amendment rights? Well, someone disagrees with you. Like, that's all you've proven here. It's like, I love this guy, the Humanist Report, but, like, when it comes to criticizing Tucker Carlson, he just goes full fucking brain fart mode.
Period. It doesn't matter what they're saying. It doesn't matter whether you agree with them.
So as you saw there, no pushback
that's just what
whatsoever. Maybe Tucker Carlson disagrees with Mike Lindell, but certainly, regardless if they agree or disagree, that's no excuse for censorship. That right there is a very effective propaganda tactic, right? Because you're not actually addressing the substance. You're not trying to, in your capacity.
Yeah, because that's not what you're trying to fucking address. Because you think the First Amendment rights are more important, and you don't think this conversation should be shut down. Maybe just at this point in time, again, I don't know the timelines, but like maybe at that point in time he hadn't made up his mind, and he was just frustrated that so much information that would be from the other side was just being censored, because he can't really make up his mind and like see all the information from both sides to be able to put it into perspective. If one of the fucking sides is just being censored, so you can't really see that side of the information. Yeah, that's relevant point. And if these people are all being censored, how the fuck is he supposed to have made up his mind? It's like, yeah, he wants more of that information to be able to be out there so that he can make up his mind, and that's what he tends to deal with. He, like, that was his demand in his thing. Yeah, his video, McCarthy needs to make concessions, which like actually really got downvoted by morons. But yeah, in that video, he asked for the #1 concession to be release all the January 6th footage. And by the way, he did condemn January 6th every time that he has talked about it, pretty much. He said, yeah, this is bad. And he's compared it. He said, yeah, this is pretty much like the Black Lives Matter protests. And go figure, what do you think he had to say about those? Yeah, not nice things. And if you watch these people, you will if you watch these type of people criticizing Tucker Carlson, you will know that yeah, he has not very nice things to say about the Black Lives Matter protests. Back when Trump was considering like yeah, canceling them, but I don't agree with that, just like I don't agree with Justin Trudeau doing what he did with the trucker protest, pretty much the same thing that Trump threatened to fucking do, but, yeah, like, Tucker has, said that he considers those pretty much the same, and he's actually, pointed that out to make an argument about, hey, we're not still talking about the Black Lives Matter shit, like, after... Yeah, we stopped talking about it. Why y'all still talking about January 6th? And he was talking about how, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, so we can compare it on that level to ask that question. So, he was condemning fucking both, but he just wants transparency, because you cannot have truth without transparency, and if his job is to speak the truth, which he tries pretty consistently to do, he wants to have all the information. Like, yeah. That's actually not even a bad angle to take. Like that is literally just you disagreeing with his opinion. You having a different opinion. It's like, okay, you disagree with him. Fucking like, good for you, buddy. It's like, what else am I supposed to? Yeah, I should probably stop saying, like, fucking just continuing to fucking say shit.
As a journalist, get to the bottom of what the truth is. You're just platforming these ideas, and you're presenting the individual spreading these false claims as the victim, a victim of censorship. Doesn't free speech matter above all? This is why I say Tucker Carlson is a very effective propagandist, because he knows what he's doing. He knows how to sit on the fence and appease both sides. And he wasn't doing that because Trump was very adamant that every single person echo what he was saying. But by January 26th, Tucker Carlson was able to regain control of the narrative. At that time, Trump was deplatformed. He couldn't spew that message on Twitter. He didn't have Truth Social at the time. So Tucker Carlson was able to monopolize the narrative once again. And guess what? It worked, because a year later, Fox News' credibility had fully recovered, and Tucker Carlson was able to promote the big lie in order to regain credibility among Fox's audience.
I haven't watched anything past that point, so.
While not explicitly endorsing it himself. That is very clever.
Yeah, so his fucking idea worked. Like, I only lie if I'm cornered. And yeah, he was cornered, and clearly he had calculated his shit right. It's like, that is him lying once, and it's like, again, you could see that other clip, and even in the shit that was leaked, that was, like, supposedly, like, the text that were meant to show that, oh yeah, he's just, like, he was disingenuous in this specific, instance, they legit, like, mentioned that, he's outraged that he had to lie to his viewers because he thinks it's immoral. It's like, dude, like, you just have to see things from a different perspective. You have to open your mind and just imagine if the average fucking person, whether they be some mainstream Republican TV host, or whether they be your average person that you'll cross in the streets or something, whether they be the fucking random person you might have a fight with at a bar or some shit. I've never gotten into a fight, but that happens to a lot of people. Yeah, if you went off of the idea, yeah, they're human beings just like me, so there are chances, you know, since for example I am a pretty decent person from my standards. I think I have good intentions. I mean well. Like I have good fucking intentions. What can I say? Yeah, chances are most fucking people, including whoever you're in conflict with, disagrees with you for the same type of reasons that you disagree with them. Because, like, your genuine points of views, like, your fucking philosophy just is inconsistent with their philosophy. And it's, just an actual principle thing. It's not just oh, that person just has an agenda and it's based off of fucking getting money. Let's just add that in to put every layer of degrading people to they aren't even humans. They just care about this thing that is known to never get you happiness. They don't care about being happy. They're like robots. It's like everything that people will say about the right-wing candidates is just layers of trying to fucking dehumanize them. Like, every talking point is gonna be, they only care about money, they aren't genuine. Yeah, that sort of dehumanizes someone. That's like sort of a big assumption to make off of a random person, given that pretty much nobody is that way. You don't know anybody who's that way, probably. If you do, it's probably that you just go through life assessing people's character. You just judge a book by its cover or some fucking shit like that. Dude, I'm so gone. But yeah, most people you know, especially once you get to know them, it's like, yeah, most people don't just have a fake point of view. That's just not really how people work. So if you start just going at people you disagree with, especially when you're gonna bother criticizing them in a like professional video, if you bother considering, well, what if they were just like the average person who, by definition of being in some person, is from that angle alone, probably not a bad person. So let's just, at least for the sake of giving my criticism more fucking punch, just go and do that piece of fact checking. Like, actually trying to come up with a theory. How would this be consistent? Like, how would it make sense if he was saying the truth? Let's just assume that and see if it makes sense. What might be a genuine point of view he would have? How could we explain this? Dude, I need to shut the fuck up. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's like, maybe you should have that as a part of your fact checking standards to just try to give people the benefit of the doubt and play devil's advocate as much as you can.
Very, very clever.
Because when your analysis of someone is they legit have a just fucking fake point of view. Do you know anybody who genuinely talks about what they like? Fucking anybody who you know to have a fake point of view? Nobody in your real life. It's like so if you have that assessment of someone based on the fact that they're a person and people aren't fucking generally like that, it's extremely rare. Yeah, like, your assessment is probably wrong, so it at least deserves, by that fucking standard, some more fact checking than just, yeah, it sort of makes sense if you, like, yeah, if you just consider it. Dude, I'm just, yeah.
So this shows you how propaganda works. And if Fox News' audience genuinely cared about the truth, they would see these text messages and they would think, wow, this is very clearly a network with an agenda. They very clearly are trying to push a message and they care more about the bottom line.
I don't know, dude. Yeah, like, considering the whole context, I don't know, dude.
Than the truth. But that's not going to happen. This is an audience of individuals who just want their biases to be affirmed. They don't care about the truth. They just want to be told every single day, that Democrats bad, socialism bad, communism bad, Trump good. That's it. That's why they tune in. And the second that Fox News deviates away, they will stray to an alternative. Now, lucky for Fox News, OAN and Newsmax are not actually good competitors to Fox News at this point in time, because Fox News, I think, rode that line very, very well, getting that credibility back. But this is really interesting because, again, anytime you are confronted with somebody who actually believes the lies spewed.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. I should, like, watch this.
What is the real story of January 6th?
Dude, fucking the Epic. They were absolute fucking morons. I remember when they started, like, advertising this, and it was, like, fucking every ad, right? And they would advertise themselves as, bro, we are the objective. Everybody else, so fucking biased, right? We got you, though. We are the objective of the objective. No partisan bullshit. It's like the next fucking ad you see after, like, just different variations of the same guy saying that. It's like, just a fucking intro. It doesn't even start with any trying to pander to I'm all objective. It's like, the border crisis isn't what we've been told. This is an invasion. And it's like, yeah, dude, like, your last, like, 4 or 5 ads that have been all over my fucking feed, just bombarding me with that cancer. It was all just, well, objective, no partisan. Everyone else, not us. It's like, that's the next shit you throw and you, like, wasted so much money on that? Like, are you fucking serious, dude? So, yeah, the Epic Times sort of did.
People have asked that question.
But
some people have described...
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Happy Monday. People used to tell you that Donald Trump was stupid. Remember that? He's an idiot. Now, we're not going to sit here and tell you it was a smart idea to turn the White House over to Jared Kushner. It was not. But it's also true, if we're being honest, and we should be, that Donald Trump had far wiser instincts about American foreign policy than any leader in at least a generation.
Yeah, he would have.
And he did it without the help of anyone. None of his advisors wanted to hear his views on foreign policy. In fact, they desperately wanted Trump to be quiet, but Trump wouldn't.
I mean, to be fair, like, yeah, what's it called? Hillary was going to win because she had that much money, but, like, Trump just out-fucking-moneyed her, just out-riched her. He had just a lot more fucking money, and, like, yeah, he started with a small loan of $1 million in his own fucking words, dude. Not a lot. It's like, I don't think the self-made thing is entirely true. I mean, I don't know the whole person. Again, like, during that whole time when Trump was relevant, I never saw a fucking single speech by Trump. I just saw, like, some clips in there. I don't know anything about the guy's fucking politics or what he did. I just know he triggered libtards, and that's fucking epic.
What's the point of NATO? He asked, nearly 30 years after the fall of the Soviet Union. No one in Washington could answer him. Shut up, racist, they replied. But Trump just kept going in his Trumpy way. Why would we fight Russia, he wondered. Wouldn't making Russia our enemy just drive Putin into the arms of China and create the most powerful and dangerous anti-American bloc in history? No one bothered to answer him. In fact, for the sin of asking, they called him a traitor to his country. They impeached him for it. And then they started a war with Putin. But in retrospect, Trump had asked a deeply patriotic question. If Russia ever joined forces with China, American global hegemony, its power would end instantly.
That was a four-syllable word. No fucking clue what that is.
You'd have the world's largest landmass and largest natural gas reserves allied with the world's largest population and world's largest economy. So a Russia-China axis would be not just more powerful than the United States, but much more powerful. It would have the scale...
And to be fair, pretty dead. He has a point. Nuclear-armed Russia is not necessarily something we want to mess with. Like, that is... Like, that perspective makes sense. It's like, you can disagree with it. I disagree with it. I think we should still not let Putin just do whatever he wants. Because... Dude, like, at this point, like, any fucking nuclear-armed country, like, well, we sort of have to, why don't we just stop fucking teaching the Holocaust, actually, fucking, since history is supposed to teach us not to make the same mistakes, well, what were we supposed to learn from the fucking Hitler story, the Holocaust, all that? Oh, well, maybe we should have stopped him before it was too late. Oh, so now when we see a country like that just start to invade, it's like we should, except like now that like any of these countries are potentially nuclear, like just have nuclear arms, it's like, oh well, that can't really apply anymore because yeah, we'd sort of risk having the whole world fucking just like just blown to smithereens. So it's like, well, what is the lesson actually? Maybe history should address that, since it's just you know, that course that is supposed to replace actual critical thinking with, yeah, let's just memorize the fucking past fucking mistakes, as if those same mistakes were gonna repeat themselves, like exactly in the same fucking way. And it's like, not only are they not fucking gonna repeat themselves in the same way, because any leader who is smart enough to be able to develop an authoritarian state, which would probably be against the will of the people if that state started as a democracy, say the United States, yeah, it's gonna be pretty fucking hard for someone who's just stupid, say stupid enough to not pay attention if they're trying to do the same type of shit Hitler was doing to, well, who knows, maybe people might pick up on the fact that I'm sort of doing the same stuff. Yeah, let me make sure not to give any triggers. Let me make sure to like do everything, plan out everything so that as little parallels could be drawn as possible. It's like a smart person who's smart enough to be able to take over a country with those intentions and then go on to implement them. It's like, yeah, they have to be pretty smart to not fucking repeat those mistakes that would flash out, especially since history isn't actually anything about what the lesson to pull from it is. It's literally just names of just facts that relate said events specifically to the point in time where they happened, and not to any present fucking relevance, because it's just, what do you have to memorize, what do you have to learn in history? Oh, the date of that, when did that happen, what was the name of that called, where did it happen? Also, all these facts that you may learn about a topic in history, oh, they like, all they're gonna be relevant in is just, oh well, let's compare this fact that I had to learn in history about this to well, the current situation. Oh, did it happen in fucking 1900? No. Oh, was it in fucking China or whatever the fuck? No, it's happening here. Oh, was it fucking called, is it called that shit that it used to be called? No. Oh well, what else do we learn about? Oh, nothing. Oh, okay, move on. Oh yeah, the people who fucking let Hitler like take over power, just fucking morons, dude. Like, I remember I keep bringing this up. Like, at some point we're watching a fucking Hitler documentary or something, like some Holocaust movie, like in history class, like in high school, and like a kid fucking mentioned that shit. Oh wow, they must be fucking morons to let Hitler take over, to vote for him. It's like, yeah, the teacher fucking agreed. Yeah, wow, they were fucking morons. Thank fuck we're not like them anymore. And it's like, oh, so the lesson to pull from that is don't be fucking retarded. Like, congratulations, dude. But you could have just said that without having like an hour a day or some shit to waste of our lives. Like, for K through 12, like over 12 consecutive years. Like, you could have just told us not to be retarded and not waste our time. It's like, why is this even a fucking course? Why is history a course? Why are we replacing critical thinking skills like that? We don't have to count on, oh, did we make such a mistake? And have to not draw parallels. Because, like, the context is gonna be different. Everything is gonna be different. So you're not going to be able to draw perfect parallels. Your estimates are going to be wrong. How about you use your critical thinking? If you need to learn about how Hitler fucking did the Holocaust to intuitively understand that gassing Jews is bad, maybe you're a moron. Maybe you should approach a different have a different approach to trying to educate these people. Maybe that's what's making them fucking morons. Yeah, maybe you should instead approach fucking analyzing shit by yeah, why did this fucking like wait, what the fuck? Yeah, maybe you should analyze things with, oh, why is this what are going to be the effects of this happening in the present? What is the context? What should we expect the results to be, and what should we expect to be relevant in calculating what said results should be? And based on that, which you can just make an objective fucking analysis of that without using the past. Like, yeah, you don't need to rely on fucking history, which are just gonna be some examples that sometimes apply to some fucking situations, except they aren't going to be exact shit. They're just vague fucking parallels you might be able to draw. And it's like, good for fucking you, dude. You could have just had a class just teaching kids how to masturbate. That would have been like probably more fucking useful to them. Either I'm getting on a tangent
to control a lot of the world's economy and trade routes and raw materials.
Dude, I woke up at 6 a.m. fucking yesterday. It's now 6 a.m.
It could project military force that, posturing aside, we actually don't have the power to stop. If Russia and China ever got together, it would be a brand new world, and the United States would be greatly diminished. Most Americans agree that would be bad. Now, as Donald Trump predicted very clearly, that is happening. Thanks to Joe Biden's reckless and self-destructive response to the invasion of Ukraine a year ago this week, the economies of Russia and China are intertwined. Chinese spending on Russian goods has increased by more than 60%. China now imports more coal from Russia than it has in the last 5 years. Chinese shipments to Russia, meanwhile, are up by nearly 30%. Companies like Ford and Toyota pulled out of Russia. They had to, remember that? So what happened next? Chinese automakers stepped in. Chinese car makers once made less than 10% of all cars.
It's like, this is all true, and he's just coming from a different angle, and I can get that perspective. Like, it's genuine, and it makes sense, and he's a nationalist. And people try to slander him as a fucking racist for that. And again, that's another, like, another fucking tactic of, yeah, let me just go off of the assumption that, yeah, you're wrong and you're bad. And let me just build up from there. And it's like, what do you get? Oh, well, yeah, left-wing people. Oh, yeah, they're just communists. When you don't even want to make a fucking bad argument, you just fucking, yeah, just throw a fucking, you're gay type shit. Oh, yeah, left-wing, yeah, you're a communist. Oh, Tucker Carlson, a nationalist? Oh, more like a racist? And it's like, yeah, nationalism, even though its logical, extremities might, like, its logical conclusions might, have similar prejudices, such as, yeah, immigrants. We don't care about foreigners as much as, like, people on our own soil. And Tucker will agree that, like, yeah, these people, they matter just as much, and they, like, I am willing to bet all of these people coming into our fucking country, they are very fucking kind-hearted, just as kind-hearted as any fucking American. Like, he doesn't believe that these people are inferior or less moral or less deserving. He just thinks on a practical, from a practical standpoint, like, yeah, democracies just don't work on worldwide scales, and it's just more practical. We're gonna have things function, to have countries, to have the world be broken down into countries that have their own sovereignties and that put their own interests first and concentrate on their own people. And the thing is, yeah, that there's inevitably leads to segregation by country, because not every country is equal in their fucking. Yeah, and the fucking shit, dude. I'm having a fucking brain fog, dude. Like, yeah, not every country is equal in their means and their willingness to actually do what they can to defend their people's human rights. So, yeah, Mexico, for example. Well, what is the Mexican dream? That's right, you don't have one. There's no Mexican dream. It's probably to come to America to be able to live the American dream, because that's not a thing in Mexico. And it's like, yeah, that is a negative side to nationalism, and I disagree with nationalism, but it makes sense. It's not like a racial argument that is just fucking retarded. And it's like, imagine trying to like reduce a statement that is just like practical, and it's just like, well, there are flaws to this, but it's just, well, we sort of have to do this because otherwise our system doesn't really work. We need to take our counter, like, we can't bear the world's misery on our shoulders, because then we'll just crumble down to their level, and who's gonna help them then? It's like, we like, if we want to be sustainable, we might have to like deny some people who deserve it the right to be here, to be able to maintain ourselves. That's his argument. And imagine just conflating that with the argument that based on the fact that your fucking ancestors were born somewhere else on the globe, and therefore they like they fucking developed through just human evolution. They developed some traits, some physical characteristics to protect them against skin cancer. Because of that, when like, it's been proven that black and white brains don't work differently. In fact, we're the same fucking species, and we're the same race. That, like, what race like technically fucking means. Yeah, there is no fucking difference. Like, we're the same fucking people. So the argument that, yeah, because your ancestors fucking evolutionarily developed some, like, the ability to be more protected against skin cancer, like, these people are inferior because of that. To conflate that argument with Tucker's argument that just has the same type of prejudice, just because it has that same type of prejudice when pushed to its logical conclusions, when one is a flaw that is just, according to him, something that is necessary in order to maintain our fucking country, and one that is just like, oh yeah, well, we should do this because these people don't deserve to fucking exist or whatever, or these people are inferior. Tucker's not arguing that immigrants or foreigners are inferior. Like, he's just arguing if we want to be able to sustain ourselves, we can't take the world's misery on our shoulders, or we will be reduced down to their level. Like, that's a fair argument.
Cars bought in Russia. Now China makes a third of them. And you can see where this is going. The same thing has happened with smartphones and countless other consumer goods. Not surprisingly, the Chinese yuan is replacing the dollar.
Dude, I'm getting fucking tired. I'm probably gonna, like, see this tomorrow. Like, but, dude, I'm just gonna check out my live stream one last time. I have no idea when that was, but like, yeah, 2-1. That's probably just me, dude. But yeah, I got 9 views. Probably not a lot of people watching, but hopefully 2 people have enjoyed the stream, and I think I'm gonna end it now.